Hey, and welcome to another episode. Today we are going to remove the OEM roof rack on my 2005 Toyota Sequoia. Poppy, are you excited to open the Gobi rack? Huh? Are you excited? You excited? Yeah? Alright. Let's get to work. What is it about journeys and exploration that excites us? Is it experiencing new things, or breaking out of the day-to-day reality that defines us? Is it the journey or the destination? Damned if I know, but I'm gonna die trying to find out. The world is a big place, and you're never gonna see all of it. Your rig is a lot of things, among them freedom. Freedom to roam, freedom to explore. But where to explore, and how to explore? That, my friend, is the question. That is the quest. Join me as I traverse the path less traveled in a quest for nothing more than the journey. I'm Dominic Wilbrink, and this is an episode of the High Class Hobo. This is as stock as this thing will ever be again. It had a rooftop tent on it over here, and over there's a Gobi rack, and on it currently is an OEM rack right there. And the OEM rack is actually pretty decent, but my issue with the OEM rack is that aside from it being an OEM rack, I'm never really going to be able to mount other things like an awning on it. Alright, so I already took the liberty of taking this plastic cover off, and I'm betting it's a T30, Torx 30. Yep, that'd be the winner. The cover came off fairly easily. Let's see how these guys come off, just out of curiosity. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Let's see if ready to lift right off. So this one's not too bad, but I'm curious about how the middle one's going to work. So let's go down to the other side over there, and we will go ahead and pull the plastic cover on that and show what that's all about. Let's see if we can get this cover off without too much effort. A couple of parts that go over into here. They're like tabs that stick into the aluminum. This is plastic. There we go. Just kind of wiggled it and applied pressure up. I got that more or less free. There we go. And this one I managed to not break these tabs. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a tab right here and a tab right there, and then there's a like plastic trim piece that goes in. And this one, on the other one, what I did was I pulled the thing this way, and that broke this tab. That one stayed intact, but this one just pulled off of that thing. It slides on. So there is that. Just a closer look. This is a plastic, like a really rigid plastic here, and we'll go ahead and get these Torx out. Now I'm replacing this roof rack with a Gobi rack. I'm going to hold on to these factory bolts for the moment. I think that the new one comes with bolts, but just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and take them out. I'm also going to put the bolts back in temporarily to protect the threads, because it's going to be a couple of days before I come back. And since it's outside, if I don't want to get rain up inside the threads and rust seize on me at a later date. So that one's loose and free. So now let's switch to the front and see how that goes. All right, so this one looks like it's more or less the same. It's that kind of decorative plastic cover, and I'm gonna kind of work it up like that, and then I get my fingers underneath and kind of pull up, and it comes right out. And looks like the plastic tabs are still all intact. Looks like it's the same T30. This is, again, it's a rigid plastic molding, and this is aluminum. Okay, that's that one. Alright, so this is the fourth one. That one sounded like it broke something when I did that. Yep, sure enough, it broke the tab there on the front. But I'm not trying to save it, so it's not the end of the world, but it is a little frustrating, so. Alright, so that's that. Now we got that pesky middle one to figure out. Now for what I think is going to be the tough part, and that is figuring out how or if this middle one is held in place. Oh wait, it's a plastic cover. Got this plastic panel right here. It's a little hard to tell. It's two pieces. It's a front piece and a back piece back behind there. So front and then back. And I'm gonna try and pry this front piece off and see if that does the trick, but I can't hold the camera and do it at the same time, so I just kind of wanted to show what I was gonna do. Is that front piece feels real loose. Oh yeah, it comes right off. I'll pull that off. Try not to break it. I think it's supposed to. Doesn't feel like it wants to come right off right away here. Oh yeah, okay. So there's a little plastic cap back behind there and a little groove that holds this one on like that. So you can, it looks like it's designed at the factory. They put this piece on there, clip these guys in and push that in all at once in one smooth motion like that. So if you can get this backside pried out, then you can slide that off of there that I just did. It looks like we've got two Torx bits, and if we're lucky, those are going to both be that same 30, and they are. There's those guys. See if that did the trick. There it is right there. So the factory roof rack is completely loose on this side. That came out remarkably easy. That was actually easier than the other side. And apply pressure this way to slide it off that other one, and that did really well. Came right off, and there we have it. Okay, that side's completely loose. All right, so the whole rack is now loose and ready to be removed. The rubber underneath these guys is kind of holding them in place. There's that. There we go. There we go. Now we just got to get these guys off. I'm going to remove the last Torx bit. And there are a couple of rubber holes here that that these guys sit in. It looks like they got some kind of foam seal washer that's on there as well. And I can actually, looking down in there, it's actually, I can see the, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, I might show it, but if I through that hole, I can actually see the foam that is the top of the roof liner, which kind of surprises me, unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's the roof liner. It surprises me that all that's there is just this rubber seal with this little foam gasket right there. That's actually quite shocking. Just going to thread that in. Protect those threads until I get done. I got a couple days before I can come back and finish the installation. Also, I'm going to repaint the roof before I do it, because once I put the goby rack on, it's going to be on there pretty much permanently. And there's a couple of spots that I'm kind of concerned about long term. I'll show those before I close out the video today. Stick those clips in. And if you look here, right down here, you can actually see that clip into that spot, and this one just kind of is a guide right here. So that's what's got to be pulled off first when you pry it. And mine didn't break, but it looks like it's something that could potentially break this. So when you're doing that, if you apply some inward pressure inward and then pull up, it comes off just fine. So all right, let's get the last one off, and then we're gonna be done for today. All right, last one. This time the gasket didn't even lift off with it. Oh, lovely, all kinds of junk. Yeah, you can totally see the foam down inside there. Okay, so before I install the goby rack, there's one step I'm going to take. I'm not going to make a video about it, I'm going to just talk about it real quick right now, is the condition of the roof. So if I go in close, if you look, you can see it's all scaly and just really beaten down. This truck lived its life in Texas. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more here. Yeah, so this truck lived its life in Texas, and just the roof took a beating from the sun. So my concern is that I'm going to be potentially around road salt, because I live in the north. And so what I'm going to do, and also I've got a few spots like this one right here where the tent made contact with the roof and just kind of rubbed. So I'm gonna clean those up, spray it with some primer, and then I'm gonna hit it with a finish coat and then a clear coat before I go ahead and I do the actual install of the goby rack. But I'm not gonna make a video about that. And then right here, let's see if I can show. These are the holes for the rubber gasket guide holes that were on the center. And it looks like there's over here, there's one guide hole that's right in the middle of the front and back. And if you look down in there, and I don't think it's going to show, but I can actually see the foam for the top of the roof. So be aware of that if you're ever looking at one of these used. Check and make sure that those look like they're solid and intact, and look for water damage underneath. But oh no, this thing's in fairly decent shape. Do a little cleanup and a little TLC, and then get that goby rack installed. So starting to get to the fun stuff on this build. So there you have it. That's as stock as that thing is ever going to be in its natural life. So thanks for watching. Work hard, play hard, and be a big softie when you get home. Be sure to check out my t-shirts as well. See ya. This video you've been watching is on my main channel. I have a dedicated channel to just doing overland type stuff, whether it be a Jeep or Sequoia or anything like that. So if you want to see just that type of video, there's a link in the description below. Just go ahead and click on that and it'll take you over to that channel, and you can subscribe there and see just these types of videos. Otherwise, subscribe here if you want to see, well, what you've been watching, and also mountain biking and whatever else I happen to throw up there. Again, thanks for watching. Work hard, play hard, be a big softie when you get home. And be sure to check out the link in the description below for my Jeep and overlanding t-shirts. Van life t-shirts. Cool mountain bike related t-shirts. T-shirts like this mountain bike shirt. You can get cool Jeep shirts like this. And even more Jeep shirts. Hoodies like this one.
T-shirts.
And you can get hoodies with slogans like never trust a man in clean shoes. That you're not a cyclist, you're a mountain biker. Want to be even more to the point? Just tell everybody you don't ride road bikes. You're not a roadie.
Kids, t-shirt!
Also, the 100th person to comment on this video wins this shirt.